Was it really important for you to hold on to $1,300 when you look at the bigger picture?
It is important because we had a problem with the pandemic. We closed the store 4 months, and we tried to survive.
I'm sure she tried to survive, too, as a single mom.
I totally understand, but I give a credit for whatever she needs. No one dress.
Okay, your store is very niche, very specific. Party dresses, quinceaneras. She's got one daughter. She's not interested in a credit. What is she going to get? Bedazzled champagne flutes? Like, that's not what she wants.
But it's not only the quinceañera dresses. You have prom dresses, you have tuxedo rental.
Why didn't you say, you know what, I'm going to give you your $1,300 back? And she could have used your services for other things because you know what? He was fair. He showed me a kindness, a courtesy. And I'm going to refer him to everybody, all the moms. You could have gotten more business from this by just giving $1,300 back.
Because I have to maintain the business too. It's not a big business, it's a small business. We're trying to give the best as we can for the customer.
So that was the best solution you could think of? Because I have one. You may not have gotten the dress from China, but you didn't have to special order all those other things. You had them in store, correct?
We have to engrave the...
I'm not talking about that. Forget the engraving. I'm saying if you couldn't give her the money back for the dress because China charged you for it and you didn't get it, you could have said, I'm going to give you half of your money back for all of the accessories because you didn't do any work for that. You didn't engrave anything. Why couldn't you just pay her that?
I was very nice with her when she came.
Answer my question. Why didn't you just offer her half her money? How would that have made you lose money?
Because we have a policy.
I don't care about the policy. Guess what? COVID happened. This huge pandemic. And it took everybody by surprise, the whole world. And a lot of businesses made accommodations for people who ordered things because there were delays. They extended 30-day windows out to 90 days if you want to return something. They accommodated for what the situation was at the time. And what I'm saying to you is, I understand you have a business. You didn't want to lose money. I'm trying to understand how you would lose money if you gave her half the money back for all of the accessories. I'm not talking about the dress.
So what happened if I don't have the money? What happened if I want to survive the business?
You had her money. You had $1,340.
No.
And I'm saying minus the $750. Why didn't you just give her at least that?
Because she can have whatever she wants in the store.
She doesn't want it. She wants her money that she worked hard for. And it wasn't something that you were going to suffer from, is what I'm trying to get you to understand. Because you weren't charged for the flutes, the pillows, the Bible, the doll. You had that in your store. Why didn't you just at least give her that?
I really don't know what the question exactly, what you said.
No, I think you understand. You just don't have a response.
Ms. Torres, it's my understanding that at some point when you tried to explain to Mr. Algaze, you said to him, I only have one daughter.
Yes.
So maybe if I had another daughter who was 13, I could take a store credit and use it against her quinceañera. What did he say to you when you told him that?
He said, maybe my niece. I said, no. Why would I pay for my niece? And he said, maybe a wedding. But he did tell me that because he was a businessman, and I told him that he could reverse it, call the bank, reverse it, and he said it's not that easy when you deal with China.
He was talking to you about he's going to have trouble getting his money back,
So
for the dress alone.
Yes, and then he said, it's my reputation with my vendors. And then I said, what about your reputation with the customers? And he said, again, I'm a businessman. I'm here to make money, not lose money.
I have nothing further.
Thank you. We're going to excuse the parties while we deliberated this matter.
Okay, we've deliberated and reviewed the evidence and reached a unanimous verdict. Erica, could you join us as we give this verdict? The three of us were all really moved by what you said about your mother. And I think that's a testament, you're going to make me cry, to the type of mother that you have. And I know that this was a really disappointing outcome for you. Your mother had everything set to give you a wonderful party, and it's unfortunate that it didn't happen, but you walk away with the greatest gift of all, which is a fantastic mother. Yes. And here's where we come out on the verdict. We all felt that if this was a situation where you had ordered items and they had been delivered in April and then you couldn't have a quinceañera, that probably would not have resulted in any relief to you. But what happened here is you didn't get anything that you paid for. And for that reason, we find that you are entitled to a full refund of $1,340, and that is the judgment of the court, and we wish you all the best.